It's taking forever to connect to the Facebook. Oops. Why is not connecting to any Facebook? What's going on? I forgot to start. Okay, we are a little bit late. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, go.
Well, hello and welcome to this week's live stream. Today we're going to be continuing our exploration of laneway homes, and this week's topic is the real fun stuff, the design elements. How do you pack a spacious big house feel into a small building envelope? The experienced team at My Home Designer has some clever strategies to design these trendy little homes to have that big home feel and still give you great storage and roomy spaces. Aryo is with us today to tell you all about what's possible with I'm tripping over my words today, with Laneway home drawings. We'd love to have your comments and ideas show up in messages, and we'll get right back to you. You can also book a free consultation with Aryo on our website. We'll put the link to that in chat. So without further ado, let's hand the floor over to Aryo.
Thank you. I like the introduction, the way you put it. The small houses feel roomy. That is actually what is my expertise based on previous experiences. First, I want to talk about each municipality, how they deal with laneway homes and their regulations and zonings, and then we get into more detail on the design. I have to mention that City of Vancouver is one of the oldest or the first cities in Lower Mainland, maybe even in Canada, that started. I think Toronto started, but I don't know which one was the first. Maybe 9 or 10 years ago, Vancouver started with the first pilot process with pilot project with the laneway homes. And other municipalities followed suit 5 years later. And now many of municipalities in Lower Mainland, they have this process as well of building laneway homes. But again, laneway homes, coach homes, or garden suite, each municipality call it differently. And each municipality has different set of rules. In City of Vancouver, they don't call a 2-story building. They call 1.5-story building. And they have some height limitation. Of course, every building that you want to build along to anywhere, they have some height limitation that make sure you're not exceeding that limitation. However, in City of Vancouver, there's restrictions are more common and is more difficult to reach. So the 19 feet above average grade is what the minimum height is, but if your slope, basically you have a slope roof is 22 feet. Basically a flat roof or anything less than 712 slope would be 19 feet maximum. So in that configuration, you really cannot call a 2-story, because a story usually is above 8 feet. But here our building height is going to be less than that. There are many other considerations to think about. Is the setbacks. What is the setback? Is the distance between your property line to the building. You have a front setbacks, side setbacks, and back setbacks. And what is the back setbacks would be the distance between your building or sitting to your main house. If it's less than 16 feet, you can't get it, period. Or if your building, your main house is sitting less than 3 feet from your property line, or any distractions or any object that is not removable and is less than 3 feet from your property line, that would not be qualified for a laneway home. So these are a couple of things that you have to think about. Other limitations that City of Vancouver doesn't allow is if your lot is less than 32 feet. It used to be 33 feet, now it's 32 feet. then you cannot unless you go through talking to planners and make sure going through the development permit if they accept your process or your application or not. It's up to them. In general, the city of Vancouver has the most difficult, especially when it gets to landscaping. They are more difficult to deal with in general of the whole designs and regulations. City of North Vancouver, District of North Vancouver, recently the District of West Vancouver is going to implement the new rules for, or even accepting for Laneway homes as well. And then they are different. They're some properties they have a larger footprint, they're larger size. Their setbacks or the footprint will be different. And some people ask me, is it better to have a 2-story or 1-story building, especially when it gets a smaller lot? I designed both of them, and some people prefer when it comes that you honestly, when you don't want to have your yard to be shaded, or you don't want to lose your view of surrounding when you're living in a main house. I prefer to have one single family home, one single story. In the single story, your footprint is going to be larger, so that you can have 644 square feet of house in city of Vancouver and other for 32 foot lots. Other municipalities are different, but this is, as I said, is more restricted ones. Some municipalities you can build up to 1,000 square feet, like for example North Vancouver. But if the question is if you want to make it 2-story or 1-story, it's a personal preference. Both of them can be achievable. For 1,000 square feet, maybe it's going to be harder. I did designed homes that was one single story, and they were perfectly fine. We didn't waste even an inch of space, and it will feel like a good sized apartment in downtown Vancouver. And like for example, I think one of the smallest laneway homes I built in Vancouver was 440 square feet, and that it was 1-bedroom suite. It was the size of a garage, but when you get in, you didn't feel that it's 440 only. The bedroom was good size, the kitchen was good size, the living room was good size. It felt, but the use of the colors, use of the space was so great that the homeowner was so happy, and they rented it right away, and
Wow.
they collect good money of the rental as well, and super happy client. So they're looking for another lot to buy to do the same thing, creating extra income for themselves. As I mentioned, Maple Ridge, for example, they call it a garden suite. You can build 1,000 square feet as well right there. But some of the properties, for example, New Westminster, is more again, it's a different process. Is not as straightforward as some of the municipalities that you can go straight forward to apply for building permit. You have to go through development permit, and you really don't know what you're facing until you start the process with plan checkers and planners, and see what are their preferences, because they are in the stage of piloting as well to generalize later on in the future to make it more suitable for every lots. Basically when it comes to design, the question is, should I make a flat roof or a slope roof? Should I make it a 1-story or should I make it 2-story? Should I put my because when it's like a 1-story, it's really hard to have a garage inside. Some people say, you know what, I don't care, I don't want to have a garage. One car stall would be good enough for me, and because I want to maximize my footprint, and that's all. So and eventually later on they put a carport over top, or an awning over top, which
Right.
covers the car. So this is a main question for you to learn, to know what is your as a client, as a homeowner, what is your preference. We guide you and give you the pros and cons of each scenario based on your specific lot, because
Right.
it's each lot is different. For some people, a two-story would be better. If they want to have for sure they want to have a garage in their lot, they didn't a two-story would be better. In some cases it would not be a preference, would be a one-story. In cases that we did a mix of shed roof and flat roof, that they could use the flat roof in the summertime. They could have a roof deck to enjoy
Right.
The flat roof as an extra space, or some people want to use as a gardening.
Right.
So the point is, you're occupying a portion of your property that it bringing a shade, a building on it. So how we can accommodate or maximize the use of the space for the main house, for the neighbors, and for the occupant of the Laneway home. Sometimes the homeowner would be the occupant of the main house. So how we
Yeah.
can create a proper patio or rooftop deck that they can enjoy. These are all different subjects that we have to have a conversation with the homeowner based on, or depends on, their specific condition in each property. If you have any other questions, I would be happy to answer. We offer a 30 minutes consultation, preferably off-site, but if it's a specific situation that we have to come over, we can come over free of charge for a short period of time. It'd be better to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah. Once you decide or learn whether your lot qualifies, which you're the person to go to for that. You
Our
can get,
website is easy to remember, is laneway.home.com.
yeah, I'll
Uh,
put that in chat.
yeah, there you can book a meeting, a 30 minutes conversation. That could, I mean, initially you're gonna have a conversation anyway, to see if either your lot qualifies or we are a good match for each other. Sometimes we don't accept the client. Sometimes the client say, you know what, we might not be a good match. So that 30 minutes gives that, and then sometimes we extend that to another 30 minutes on a site meeting. But in general, we have a very good record of customer service. Our main goal is to make sure our customers are happy by providing an excellent service to them.
This is why people keep coming back to you.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's a great thing to talk about, the design part, because that's really when you're getting into the fun stuff. I think next week's stream, we're going to be talking about the advantages maybe of aging in place in a laneway home, designing it for that purpose, or if you want a young married family members to have somewhere to live, or considering a multi-generational situation with your family. So that's what we'll be going over next week.
Awesome. Anyhow, if anybody has any question, they can directly ask questions through Facebook page, through the comments, or they can directly go through our website and send us an email, which was, I mentioned, either laneway-home.com or myhomedesigner.com.
Perfect. Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Any
everybody.
questions?
We'll see you next week.
Very good. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye. This time was short.